saying, Merry Christmas, why is it so early? Well, Bill has graduated from the six gun, and Jeff is coming into it, playing cowboys and Indians. And Jeff is also expressing interest in what are these things that Cheryl has that maybe I don't understand, but I'll catch on to quickly. Cheryl's getting into lingerie. She's starting to think that looking pretty is mod. Ooh, look at that. And a picnic. This has to be in October. Looks like Jeff is about 2 years old. Little Steven, maybe Jeff is 3. This is the follow-up a year later at Reed Park. You see Cheryl and Debbie skating away. Cheryl with a white hat. Her skating has improved tremendously. We're joined by the Newkirks. And little Doug. Down, up, and on the ankles. Here comes old Hoss again. And here goes Doug, not realizing you're supposed to skate on the blades and not on your ankles, but he's making headway. And here goes Cheryl, practicing for the Olympics. She's improved tremendously, and she's even going to do, in a moment, a spectacular. She's going to do, as you see her swing around and get up speed, a one-footer. And one-footers in those days were not all that easy. And here goes Bill, again like Doug, not realizing that the blades were to skate on, not the ankles. And Jeff saying, man, I'm glad this day is over. And Jeff comes trundling up over the bank, and being as meticulous as he always is, and always has been and still is today. You'll see Jeff as he comes up the bank in a moment, very carefully, very methodically, preparing himself to go home by cleaning the snow off of his shoes before he gets into the car and walks into the house. Observe. And here's Opal and one of her associates heading off for Olin Mills to the hinterlands, selling portraits and making a living. The work she did was primarily sponsored by churches, where they put together church albums and tried to sell the photographs into the people after the albums were prepared. What can I say? Jeff, you've had some great teachers in life. You've been tutored all the way through. And this is Opal with one of her dear friends who live next door to her on Cassidy Street. Her name was Elaine. This is one of our first trips to Lake Otsego. It's a place in Michigan where we enjoy going in the summertime for a week's vacation. We started there when Jeff was about 2 or maybe 3 years old. Went there first with the Murrays, and then later the Skinners and the Newkirks joined us. We had many memorable occasions that we have shared with each other. Near Lake Otsego, there was a dude ranch where Becky and Debbie at that time were old enough they could go horseback riding. And that was always a biggie during our visit, was to spend at least 1 or 2 hours riding the horses over the hills in Michigan. Eleanor and Shirley would sun themselves and relax on the little sandy beach provided by the resort where we stayed on Lake Otsego. Carl and I would do some early morning fishing, but nothing serious, and the kids would swim and have a grand time in the shallow water by the boat dock in front of our cabin. This is little Jeff. He's going to hit it. Being looked after by Cheryl.